What is our second main topic today?
This comes to us from Michael D'Souza. Hey, John and crew. I hope you're having a great day and staying safe. We are, thank you. As I was scrolling through Twitter this afternoon, I found out that Black Panther 2 has hit another bump in the road. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever's filming has unfortunately been delayed again due to a surge in the Omicron COVID-19 variant on the Atlanta set. This is not the first time production has been delayed, and I'm worried that this movie is going to be a mess. Do you think it's inevitable that its release date gets delayed? And do you think these delays have a large impact on the movie or the final product itself?
All right, thanks a lot for saying that in. And yeah, obviously, look, Black Panther 2 has had a couple of stops in production, all that kind of stuff. Do I think this is going to impact it's the quality of the movie? No, the script doesn't change. Just because they have to stop shooting and start shooting, the script is still the script. So it's not like I often compare the world of movies to the world of athletics and sports, but there are some ways in which it's very, very different. It ain't like a tennis match where it's like a rain delay happens for 3 hours. The tennis players' muscles start to cramp. They're like they whatever, like all that kind of stuff, and all of a sudden they got to come out and try to get back into the rhythm of things. It's not the same thing on a movie set, right? Like you're able to step in there day one. These are pros. They'll step in there, do their job. Aaron Cummings, was cast in King Richard. And then the day before she's supposed to go shoot, the COVID hit, and she had to wait, 8 months?
March to November, whatever that math is.
Whatever that math is, before she had to go on. Do you think, now she didn't know her role? No, she was able to step back in there, go and did her role, and that's the way. So I don't think it's going to affect it that much. The more interesting question to me is, will it affect the release date? Now, before we talk about that, let's go over and take a look at what we're being told from the folks over at CBR who write the following. Production on Black Panther Wakanda Forever has been paused again after the Nakia actor Lupita Nyong'o, also known as the future ex-Mrs. Campea, and several other cast and crew members tested positive for COVID-19. The delay comes on the heels of another, with Nyong'o co-star Letitia Wright having just recently returned to set following her recovery from a fractured shoulder and a concussion that she sustained in an incident on the film set in November of 2021. The positive COVID tests meant that the production on Wakanda Forever was again halted a week after resuming, reported The Hollywood Reporter. No details regarding the health of Nyong'o or the other cast and crew members were released. All right, so here we are again. The production shut down, whatever. Is this going to delay the release date of the film? My guess right now, and I feel pretty good about this guess, is no. I mean, look, they don't plan these films with 1 day buffer. Mm-hmm. They don't plan these films, okay, we're going to be shooting, post-production should end 36 hours before the movie opens, we should be good. They they plan for contingencies, they make sure they have buffers. And honestly, the delays they faced, especially recently, have been relatively minor. It's not like they had to shut down for 5 months. So I don't think it's going to kind of come in and impact that altogether. Is the film going to be a mess because of this? I don't think so. I mean, there is one potential reason why it could be a mess, which is the fact that they decided to get rid of the main character, which is, it reminds me of them deciding to get rid of T'Challa and replace T'Challa, who's become such a culturally important character. Did you guys ever watch, any of you guys watch Stargate SG-1, the TV show?
Only the first season.
Okay, so here's the thing. I used to watch that show and I used to love it. And then at some point, Richard Dean Anderson, who is the lead of it, they just decided, I guess it was in his contract, I guess he didn't want to work that much anymore. So they made him the general instead, and he only popped in for like one scene here and there, right? And they swapped out instead of recasting the role, they swapped him out for a new guy he's the leader of SG-1, and they had all the same other cast. And for me, as somebody who really liked the show, I would watch it and be like, this isn't the same. I get it. All the other characters are still there. I get it. But the guy who's been the focal point of this show for all these seasons is suddenly now gone, and you just replace it with a new character. It would have been less jarring just to say it's recast and say it's the same character, because it never felt the same to me.
It's a different energy.
It's a different energy. So if anything is going to make Black Panther 2 feel off, I don't think it's going to be the delays. I don't think it's going to be, they weren't able to get back into the groove of things. I think they totally will. Listen, you got Coogler. Coogler's directing this thing. he will have this thing running tight and running perfectly. We've already seen him do it on multiple films before. We know what he can bring to the table. But I'm still just a little bit worried about the fact that they decided to take Black Panther out of the Black Panther movie. Black Panther's your title. Somebody else can fuck off. I'm sorry, T'Challa is our Black Panther. And I hate that they wrote him out, but whatever, I'll get over it. You know what the thing is? It's Ryan Coogler. I'm probably going to watch 15 minutes of this new movie, and I'm probably going to be totally in, because Ryan Coogler has yet to fail to get me totally entrenched in whatever movies he's doing. But am I worried about the delays? Honestly, I'm not worried about it at all. I don't think this thing's going to be delayed. Aaron, I mean, obviously, you recently have been a part of something that has had big delays and stuff like that. Could this be very problematic for them, or do you think it's going to be okay?
No. When we hear about delays in a film and it's because they have to go back and do rewrites, or because there was a creative difference between the star of the movie and the director, that's when you go, oh, there's some problems going on here, because they don't know what movie they're making. The people who are involved in Wakanda Forever, they know what movie they're making. They are all on the same page. And these types of things, especially when you have a film that's being shot in a time of COVID, any film or television show that is being shot in during COVID has like you said, a buffer zone that is even bigger than the buffer that was there pre-COVID, because they understand there are going to be positive COVID tests. We're going to need to take a break because we're going to have to shut down production. But here's the thing. They're shutting down the physical production on Unit 1. That doesn't mean that the post-production has shut down.
Work is still being done.
Right. Work is still being done. They're just not actively filming the Unit 1 stuff. And because of the incredible amount of post-production work and CGI that goes into a film like Wakanda Forever, that's really where a lot of the time gets taken. And so there's ways of doing double duty on these types of films. And to speak to your point, if they just called it Black Panther 2, I don't know, Electric Boogaloo, which is my favorite of all the sequel titles. If they just called it Black Panther 2, I would see what you're talking about. But I the fact that they're saying Wakanda Forever already lets me know we are telling the story of the world. We're not telling the story of one singular character. And so I do like that, and that gives me hope for this, even though we're not going to see T'Challa. But no, there's a reason why there's insurance on films, and as you said, there's always a massive buffer of time, and that is built in, especially in the time of COVID.
And, one of the things that probably should mention here, too, is that the star Picard recently shut down because 50 members of the crew, they were up and running again pretty fast. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Rob, you've been, tracking this. You've been keeping your eye on this. What do you think about them facing another delay? I mean, they've had others to another delay. And do you think this is going to have a big impact in the film moving forward?
I think if anything, I mean, I look at what Aaron just said to be, in a way, it can be beneficial, because you're going to go into the edit bay, and Ryan Coogler's going to look at what they've already shot. And it's an opportunity to be like, okay, if this is working, we're good. But if it's not, are there things that we can go in and shoot and add? Is there a way to employ second unit to go out and do pickups or whatever it is you might need? So there's never enough time on any movie, even if it's budgeted correctly and all that. You always want more time. What do they say about great art? It's great art is never finished, it's only abandoned. And I think that in this case, look, Marvel, I don't think in Hollywood history there has been a more finely oiled machine in terms of making films than Marvel Studios. They really know what they're doing. And all of this, I think, ultimately will benefit the film.
Anyway, guys, the question is for you. What do you think about this? Unfortunately, Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever has been delayed again because this time of the new variant of COVID. Are you worried that it's going to cause some disruptions? Do you think maybe it won't? Whatever you guys are feeling about it, jump down into the comments section below and let us know your thoughts.